talk to you for a second, ladies, if I can, about the Pampered Chef Stoneware. People stop me all the time and they say, Sharon, why are the stones in Bed Bath & Beyond $9.99? Why are the Pampered Chefs a little bit more expensive? And you will notice in the catalog, ours are a little bit more expensive than the ones that you see in the store. But here's why. Those that you see out there are strictly pizza stones. Ours are baking stones. You're going to see in the catalog we have a large round stone and a flat 12 by 15 rectangular. Think about all the things you used to make on a flat cookie sheet. When my kids were little, whenever I used to make chicken nuggets, bagel bites, things like that, on an old-fashioned cookie sheet, they'd always burn on the bottom. They'd always stick. That will never happen on the stone. What happens with the stone is the heat is distributed evenly. You'll never find the corners burning hot and the inside ice cold. Everything you make on the stone gets golden brown on the outside and juicy on the inside. On the flat stones, you're going to do your French fries, you're going to do your appetizers, you're going to do your chicken cutlets. Instead of frying my cutlets and dipping them in egg and breadcrumbs, I dip my cutlets in Italian dressing and then breadcrumbs, lay them out on the stone. They crisp up because of the dressing, but they're baked, they're not fried. It's a healthier way of cooking. And you don't have to turn anything on the stone. Everything browns all the way around. You know how you used to go into the oven and try to turn your French fries, you burn off your eyelashes? That's not going to happen on the stoneware. But I always say, I'd rather you purchase the large bar pan than the flat stone, because anything that's going to drip on the flat stone, you're in trouble. That large bar pan, you can make the pizza on there. It's just a grandma's Sicilian pizza. So what that it's not round. But on that large bar pan, you're going to do a whole chicken cut up in parts. You're going to do pork chops on that. You're going to do the big salmon. I buy the big piece at Costco and I make my salmon on there. I do Chilean sea bass on there, tilapia. I do a double box of brownies, cookies, French fries, appetizers, hors d'oeuvres. You're going to do your grilled vegetables. I found out a couple of years ago I really shouldn't have carbs, so every night I grill vegetables. I'll cut up broccoli, zucchini, eggplant. I drizzle a little olive oil, salt and pepper, 400 degrees. You get the burnt, crispy vegetables. So that stone, girls, is fabulous because you're going to do your meat, your fish, your chicken, your appetizers, your hors d'oeuvres, your desserts, your vegetables. It was such a popular stone, we now have the small bar pan for the toaster oven. Maybe you live alone and it's just you and your husband. Maybe you want to just make 2 salmon fillets or 2 pork chops and you don't want to light the big oven and use the big bar pan. On the little one, you could do 2 of the salmon and you could do 2 of the pork chops on there. You have kids, you want to do a couple of chicken nuggets or bagel bites in the toaster oven, you use the little bar pan for that. And you're going to see in the catalog, our largest stone is our big rectangular baker. That's the stone you're going to use for your lasagna, your brisket with potatoes and carrots, your turkey breast, your roast. You're also going to see in there a ridge baker with bacon on it. That's the stone that you're going to use for your meatballs, so the fat drains to the bottom, your chicken breast. You're also going to see in there a small oval baker, actually a small round baker in cranberry. That's the stone you're going to use for your dip, your pizza dip, your spinach and artichoke dip. You're going to use that for a side dish. You can use that for small, cooking small dishes. Maybe it's just you and your husband. And I also want to show you my favorite stone. This is our big, deep covered baker, otherwise known as the magic pot. But I want to just tell you something. If you notice, this stone is exactly the same on the inside, but this one has the glazed ceramic finish on the outside. Here's why. If you're not familiar with the stoneware, the more you use them, the darker they get. Mine at home are black. It's like your great-grandmother's cast iron pots. You want them to get well seasoned. The worse they look, the better they cook. But a lot of people felt that when that happened, they were ugly, and they didn't want to bring them to the table all discolored. So several years ago, they came out with a glaze collection. Almost all of the stones, you'll have a choice of the original or the glaze. But let me tell you why this is now called the magic pot. When you come home from work at 6 o'clock at night and you have no freaking clue what you're going to make for dinner, or you have children...
Excuse me, we don't use that language.
We use words. Or you have children and you come home from the soccer game or the dance recital and you have no idea what you're going to make for dinner. Instead of going through the drive-thru, or worse yet, coming home, you eat a lean cuisine and they eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it happens at everybody's house, this is what you're going to do. When you walk through that door at 6 o'clock at night, you are going to put a raw, chicken in here, sitting on top of potatoes and carrots. You're going to put the lid on. You're going to put it in the microwave for 30 minutes. It is the most delicious, fall off the bone, golden brown chicken that you've ever eaten in your life. I know what you're thinking. It's going to be gray, it's going to be rubber, it's going to be gross. I thought the same thing. I brought the chicken with me for 6 months to my shows. We would make it, put it in the microwave. When it would come out, the women would gasp because it goes in dry, just seasoned, and it comes out in 2 inches of broth. You're going to make chicken penne alla fresca in here. Raw pasta, you don't boil it. You're going to throw in 1 pound of pasta, chicken broth, white wine, either shrimp or chicken, 16 minutes in the microwave. You're going to make barbecued ribs in here, a pulled pork, a pork loin. You're going to make Mexican chicken. Today we're actually making a lava cake, 11 minutes in the microwave. We're going to serve it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. You're going to cry. That's how delicious this is. Amazing. But here's the thing, guys. I absolutely love the deep covered baker, and it's been my go-to pan for many, many years. But let me just tell you a little bit about something else that just happened in the Pampered Chef. I want you to turn to the cover of the catalog. This is our new Rockcrok. Everybody loves the Stone, and everybody loved the deep covered baker, and it was one of my best-selling items because I just want you to know, if you purchase this baker, I'm going to send you home with a cookbook, a free cookbook this thick of meals that you will make in 30 minutes or less. If you don't have a microwave, half of the recipes in the cookbook are oven-safe recipes. This pan is $85. I always say, if you're going to buy one thing here tonight, if you came here and you can only get one thing, I want it to be one of these, and I'm going to talk to you about the Rockcrok in a second, because my job is to sell you something that's going to help you in the kitchen. I don't want you to buy a bunch of gadgets that you're going to take home, and if I meet you in a year, you're going to tell me you never took them out of the box. Then I didn't do a good job. My job is to sell you something you're going to use, and I know you're going to use these two babies in your kitchen. They were selling $70,000 a month. It was on stop sell for the longest time because we all have good intentions. You want to cook for your family, but most people don't have time. So the fact that the 30-minute meals gets rid of the time issue, most people don't know how to cook. But the recipes that I give you are so simple. Even if you can't cook, you can make these meals for your family. But let's get back to the Rockcrok. I want you to know that everybody did love this. The problem with the Stoneware is it only goes in the oven or the microwave. So there were a lot of people that said, I like to brown my meat. I like to braise my meat. This cannot go on the stovetop. Well, after finally listening to people, this past year, on September 1st, we came out with the first vessel of its kind in our country that goes on every heat source. This goes on the stovetop, to the oven, to the broiler, to the microwave, to your barbecue, and then in the dishwasher. Let me just tell you, this Rockcrok is now being called, this is the magic pot, this is called the one-pot wonder. You can make every single recipe that you can make in here. You're going to do your 30-minute chicken. You're going to do your bruschetta pasta, your ribs, your pork loin, your lava cake. But you can make so much more in here because it goes on all the other heat sources. So here's the deal. You have to ask yourself, what kind of cook am I? Do I only use the oven or the microwave? If that's the case, I love the magic pot. But the honest-to-God truth is, most people like to use the stovetop. Most people like to finish off in the broiler. If you watch the Food Network, they brown the breadcrumbs on the top in the broiler. A lot of people like to use their barbecue, and a lot of people like to stick things in the dishwasher. So this would be your go-to pan. I have to tell you, the one-pot wonder, on Mondays I make a 30-minute chicken. On Tuesdays I make bruschetta pasta. On Wednesdays I make that cover recipe, shrimp, macaroni, and cheese. By the way, that is to die for. You can make a chili the next day. This is the only pot that you will reach for in your kitchen. Today we're actually making zucchini linguine. Have any of you ever had zucchini linguine? No. Oh, you're going to be changed forever after today. Okay, here's the truth. I took 3 zucchini. I didn't put any oil in this pan. The naked Rockcrok. I took 3 zucchini and I julienned them. We sell a julienne peeler. For years I had this in my closet. I didn't have a need for it. To me, I thought a regular vegetable peeler is all I need. When we came out with the Rockcrok, and this was one of the recipes, You take a zucchini, and I saved one to show you. This julienne peeler, when you julienne it, it makes about 10 strands of pasta, but it's not pasta, it's zucchini. So my family, they're all healthy. They go to the gym, they jog 5 miles. Obviously I don't, but they're all healthy. And they will not let me make pasta ever again. This is so absolutely out of this world delicious. No calories, gluten-free, fat-free, Weight Watcher free. It is absolutely out of this world. When I make this for my family, you're going to get down to the seeds like a cucumber and then you discard the rest. When I make this at home, I grill up some shrimp or chicken and throw it on top, and that's it. So now I have in here 4 zucchini, no oil, that I julienne, a half a jar of Rayo sauce. Have you ever used Rayo sauce?
No.
If you don't, you have your own sauce in the refrigerator. Rayo's is by far and away the best jarred sauce that you will ever use. It's a little pricey. Sometimes you can get it on sale. They have it in Costco. Out of this world. So I took half a jar of Rayo's, the zucchini, and now I'm going to put in some fresh garlic. Remember I spoke to you earlier about the garlic press, which I love, but there were a lot of people that said, I don't like my garlic press. A lot of people like to stand there with a sharp knife and slice their garlic. No more. We have the answer for that. This is the garlic peeler and slicer. You're going to take this, put your fresh garlic in here, a few cloves, roll it on your kitchen counter. From the friction of your hand, the skin falls off. You take your clean pieces and you dump them right in the slicer. Look how amazing this is. Paper thin. No more standing there with a little sharp knife. So all I did was grate in some fresh garlic, slice in the fresh garlic. I'm going to put the lid on this. We are going to stick this in the microwave for 4 minutes. That's it. It's going to steam it. It's going to be al dente, and it is out of this world. And like I said, at home, I'll grill up some shrimp or chicken, and it's a meal. It's healthy. It's delicious. And I can't say enough about this Rockcrok, girls. Do you have any questions on the differences between the Magic Pot or the Rockcrok? Because here's what I say to people. If you're thinking about buying this, I'm not going to let you. Because for a few dollars more, you are going to get a vessel that goes on every heat source that is going to be your go-to pan forever. You will not need another piece of cookware in your home if you have this Rockcrok. This is the large Dutch oven. I will send you the same cookbook that I would send you for this to use for these meals in here, and the Pampered Chef also sends you another cookbook just for the Rockcrok as well. There's also a smaller one in the catalog. It's called the Everyday. If you have a family, this is the one that I would advise you to get. If it's just you and your husband, the Everyday one might be fine. The only problem I have with the Everyday is some of the recipes won't work in there because it's not as tall as the Dutch oven. It's a little bit lower. You'll see it in the catalog. But honestly, my favorite product in the catalog line now. It's what I use every day. Good.